What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Welcome to another screwed it up already, see? Wonderful episode, or whatever you want to call these videos, another live stream. We're going to be taking a look today at this guy right here, the Peacemaker V2 from Squid Industries, as well as doing a little build video for you guys. I got a nice old school RDA, and we're going to throw an old school build in it. What do you say? So, with that being said, I would like to thank Squid Industries for sending this one along. No email, no nothing, just showed up at my door, and I'm not complaining whatsoever because this thing, well, spoiler alert, is pretty freaking good. So, without getting into any other information, I'm just going to tell you that right now. So, if that's all you cared about hearing, then you're free to go, but I'd like it if you'd stayed. That would be really cool. And once again, I am completely unprepared for this. So let me get my notes and stuff up, and we'll take a look at what we got going online. So yeah, it's available in several different colors. It looks like there are 5 according to my thumbnail image and the website that I'm looking at currently. You have a matte blue, like a navy blue. We have a matte OD green, like an olive drab. We have a pure stainless steel, a rainbow, and a black version. I have received the black version, and you're going to get a nice tip along with it. In fact, I believe you get 2 tips. Sneak preview. Yeah. Yes, you do in fact get 2 tips in the box. So that's really nice of them to include that. And let's see, it's going for right around 28 bucks online from what I could see. Of course, they're available at all your favorite retailers. I will, you know what, starting today, I'm going to start today. I'm going to put this video up on my website after it goes live on YouTube, like after the stream does its thing and gets posted on the channel. I'm going to post a link or direct link to that on my website, dailyvape.tv, where you can find all of my content, and I'm going to have links of where you can purchase one of these things. So no links in chat, no links in the description, but links will be on my personal website. So there you go. That's the way of getting around YouTube rules. Ta-da! So I hope everyone's doing good. Let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off here. You guys, type something in chat real quick. I want to see all your lovely faces and names in chat so I can give you a quick shout out. While you guys are doing that, I'll talk about what I've been vaping on recently. Of course, this setup right here, you saw this a few weeks back when I was really heavily testing this thing. This is the Peacemaker V2 on top of the Druga Foxy mod by Vape. Real nice setup. I freaking love this mod. I've got my Kennedy Ruby 21 going here with some... Oh, actually, it didn't show off the juice. Let's show off the juice. What's the juice, guys? What's the juice? Also, what are you guys vaping on? Type it in chat. I'd love to see you guys, what your setups are, etc. Oh, man, I have way too much juice in this little backpack of mine. Let's see. Here we go. Inside the Peacemaker is this stuff right here. Whoa, a little too close. Surf Stimulating. It's a chilled berries and lychee. Really tasty stuff. And in the rest of my setups, I've got this one right here. High Drip Honeydew Strawberry. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got going for juice. I also have my mech mod going, the other mech mod I've got running, which is the Rig V2 with the Roughneck V2 and some Mother's Milk in there. I use that one mostly during the day. At night, I've been doing a lot of like fruity flavors. During the day, I've been doing desserts. I've been switching it up a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like fruit. Sometimes you feel like dessert. That's the beauty of vaping. You can switch it up on the fly. So, what is up, everybody? Let's go ahead and get started with these shout-outs here real quick. We're going to do another round at the very end, so if you missed it out now, then don't worry about it. Just hit me up when we are chatting later on in this video. So first of all, we have first is Puddle Jumper 84. He types first in chat. There's freaking hair in my face. Dennis Michael was second. Z-Man third, and J. Jerry fourth. You guys are all awesome for being here nice and early. We've got Hobag in chat as well as Dismofugger here. We've got Legion Vapes, John Riker, Dire Thing with the sanitizer in chat as well, keeping it sanitary in the chat. Thank you very much, Dire Thing. Who else do we have? Chloe Dean, hello. We've got Goons and Rebels here. We've got Kevin Frey. Looks like we've got Ethan Neiman. Hi from South Africa. Thank you for joining me. You guys all over the world, I really do love each and every one of you for joining me today. Let's see. We've got Dennis Michael with the DBV3 with Peacemaker 25 on there. Nice, nice. Let's see. Chloe's on the Drag Nano with Red's Apple, Ice Watermelon, VMW330, Aroma Miser Light with the MVP5. Let's see. Dismofugger here. Vape Fly Galaxies RDTA with Cheap Supermarket Juice. Are you that desperate, Dismofugger? Oof, that's pretty rough. Puddle Jumper 84 says, just got the Aegis in the mail, Aegis X in the mail, rocking it with the Passage. Very, very nice setup there. Rob Jones, welcome. Titan, OG Recoil, and Pancake House Banana Nut. So there we go. We've also got Super Committee jumping in as well. Just barely made the shoutouts. Josh Atkins as well. Hello. If you want to lurk, Josh Atkins, be my guest. But, you know, chat participation is always welcomed and encouraged. As you may know, if you've been watching these streams, these sort of things, this little intro section down close, back up to the top, that's like my first half of the video. And then we get on to some more chit-chatty sort of stuff later on. So I apologize if I'm ignoring chat for a little bit, but I do want to get to the point at hand, which is the Peacemaker V2 sub-ohm / mouth-to-lung tank. With that being said, let's just go ahead and get this one real quick done. Let's go down to the close-up view and take a better look at it. So, ready? Boo! All right. Let's get the keyboard out of the way so we can chat with you guys, bring the mic nice and close. All right, here is the Peacemaker V2 sub-ohm tank box. It's not in there. Surprise, surprise. You just saw it on top of my Druga Foxy, so there is no tank in here. But as you can see from the box, pretty simple packaging, black box, silver embossed lettering and logo right there. Pretty standard stuff from Squid. There you go, Squid Industries. Little scratch and check on this side with a serial number, and Squid Industries on that side. And on this side here, you get the color indication and the back. Pretty basic stuff. Really, nothing too much to write home about there. But yeah, that's pretty standard for Squid Industries. And no complaints, no real complaints there. Here is what you get aside from here. This actually goes there. So here is what you get aside from the actual tank in the box. We have the little protector tank thing here for the smaller glass piece. This, I would say, is mainly used with the smaller coil, the mouth-to-lung coil. Let's see. Here we've got the mouth-to-lung coil itself with a cool little adapter. I'm going to show you this. I'll show you that in just a second, actually. We have the other mouthpiece that I was mentioning earlier. I know it's a little bit difficult to see black on black. Let's see if we can get a little bit more contrast in there. There you go. You can kind of see it's an 810 to 510 drip tip adapter with a nice acrylic piece right there at the top. And of course, your standard baggy O parts. You've got O-rings galore. And that's pretty much all you need is just spare O-rings. And that is what you get in this little baggie here. We're going to just tuck those back away inside the box. So what I really wanted to show you guys is this piece right here. This is the adapter piece for the mouth-to-lung coils. Now this is compatible with Nautilus coils. And they just recently came out with a 0.4 ohm Nautilus coil, which I thought was pretty interesting, which is recommended, I believe, like 23 to 28 watts or something like that. So yeah. And let's unscrew this piece here. So this is the chimney adapter here. It's got some threads on it. You can take it off nice and easily because it's kind of squared off on the edges, so you can get a good grip on it, which is great. And this is the bottom connector piece here, which houses the threads for the coil, and it basically just screws into place. These outer threads here are basically the, what's it called, Baby Beast coil threads. So little thread adapter there, and it's a little bit knurled, kind of matches the Nautilus coil. This is a Squid Industries Nautilus coil. Essentially, that's what you're getting in this box here. Notice the round holes on here instead of the elongated ones. Personally, I would recommend just get yourself a Nautilus coil. Not that I've used this one, I can't really judge it. Obviously, it's brand new, but I think that Nautilus coils, it's very hard to improve on them. This one in particular is a 0.6 ohm, 15 to 20 watts, and it is a bottom vertical coil. You can kind of see, well, you know what, let's adjust this camera real quick and we can hopefully get a little bit closer in there while still remaining in focus. So let's go ahead and just zoom this in a little bit. Woo! All right, a lot of it. And we'll do some manual focusing. We don't really have to manually focus. You can kind of see that. So hopefully you guys can see inside of there. It is mesh. It's a mesh coil. Now, if you've been watching my streams and listening to me for the past few months, you'd know that I really don't mouth to lung almost ever. So that's why I haven't used this particular coil. I really don't mouth to lung, and I feel like reviewers, I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but I personally like reviewing things the way I like to use them. So if I'm going to use a mod in wattage mode and ignore the temp control because I am not comfortable with it, or I don't really use it that often, then that's the way I'm going to review it. So personally, I have reviewed this thing by just using it how I normally do, which is direct to lung using these sub-ohm tank coils. Now, that being said, I have used several different types of coils with this particular tank here. Let's just bring it into frame. Best part about the Druga Foxy is a quick release, even though it's kind of not necessary, but for a reviewing standpoint, that is definitely the best part. So here's the tank itself, and this is how I've been using it. Notice the coil inside is not a Squid Industries coil. This is actually an Arrow coil for the Geek Vape Aegis, or Geek Vape Arrow tank, I guess you could say. It's the one that comes with the Aegis Legend and a lot of their kits. This coil I found to be the best so far out of the ones I've used. I used a Baby Beast coil. I used a third-party Baby Beast coil. It's like a Baby Beast compatible coil from Medusa. And I've used this coil, and so far this coil has been the best performer out of all of them that I've tried. And it's a damn good coil, guys. If you haven't got on the train of the Arrow tank or even just the Arrow coils, I would highly recommend you give it a shot because they are fantastic. And one of the best things about them is that there's no extra bit. It doesn't kind of, it's not tapered towards the top. It's just a simple little cylinder, and it gives you a little tiny bit more juice in your tank. So that's an interesting thing that I noticed as well. Not that you need to, because this thing has a massive capacity. This one holds 6 mils with the Baby Beast coil in there. With the standard glass, it only holds 3.5, so obviously you want to go for that bubble glass. With the Nautilus coil, it holds 5.5 mils with this glass piece, and it holds, just wait, 8.5 mils with this glass piece using the Nautilus coil adapter. That's crazy. So if you guys are mouth-to-lung enthusiasts, I would recommend picking one of these tanks up and just using it on a dual battery mod and using it with the 8 mil glass and just ripping the hell out of this thing for days. Because if you're using, 10 to 20 watts, it's going to last days for battery life. Other things to note about this tank, it is in fact 810 at the top here, so you're going to be able to fit all of your favorite 810 tips, although the one that it comes with is really, really nice, so I find no need to replace it. And I have, it has an O-ring on the inside lip there, so you don't need O-rings on your drip tip. And with that, you can see this piece just screws off. So it's a filling system is a bit archaic in that it just unscrews like that, and you have the 2 kidney-shaped holes right there. No big deal. It's pretty easy to fill, although the pressure can, if you fill this thing really, really high up all the way to the top, the pressure can make it kind of come out on the seam here, which it doesn't really matter to me at all. Just a quick little wipe down with a paper towel. Honestly, paper towels run this industry. If there weren't any paper towels, I think vapors would just be doomed, because personally, I use them a lot. I rely a lot on paper towels for cleaning up my messes. But we have an airflow slot down here at the bottom. I know it's going to be very difficult to see, but you can actually see all the way through it. You can see light on the other side if you hold it the right way there. And it provides just enough airflow to be not whistly, and yet it still keeps the coil nice and cool. I vape this thing. Currently I'm vaping at 70 watts, and that's kind of my sweet spot for this particular coil. It can handle up to, it says 90, but I like to keep it around 70 because that's just right for me. And other than that, there's really not much to show. I don't feel like it's necessary to break this thing down and show you guys the inside workings, because you can see the little chimney section that attaches the Baby Beast coil. That comes out. One of the most difficult things about this thing is changing the coil, because you have to unscrew it and not have that chimney stick to the coil, and not have the coil stick to the chimney, etc. There's a little bit more threading in there, so that can get a little bit tricky, but that is not a huge deal. Again, it's just a lot of little minor complaints with this thing to just kind of go along with a really, really, really good sub-ohm tank. I haven't been impressed with a sub-ohm tank in quite a while. I liked the OFRF, as I call it, mesh tank. However, I just can't find the coils, or I don't feel like going after finding the coils for that thing, so meh. This thing here, Baby Beast coils, I have at the shop, so I'm gonna be able to grab one when and if I need one. But yeah, so the only thing is, just like with any sub-ohm tank, the second you take that top off, it starts to leak, almost instantaneous. Everyone that comes into the shop says, "Oh well, my tank is leaking. It spills out everywhere." It's like, okay, well, do you leave the top off for a long period of time or anything like that? It's like, well, it takes me a minute to fill it. It's like, you want to fill these things as quickly as possible. Seriously. Right. Let's go ahead and put it back on. Quick release. Boop. I mean, quicker release. You still kind of have to thread it, but that's what it looks like on the tank. Looks pretty damn nice. And that's it, man. No user manual, no fancy stuff. It comes with one of each of the coils in the box, so you got a good little starting point there. Let's go back up to the main screen. Let's have a vape on this thing, shall we? Let's go do that thing. All right, ready? Boo! Whoop! All right, we are back. I'm gonna move the mic back over here and say what's up to everybody. Hey! So yeah, let's have a vape off of this thing. Woo! Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Flavor, excellent. Can I attribute that to the tank itself? Probably not. I honestly feel like it comes down to the coils, because I was getting okay flavor with the Baby Beast coil. Not the greatest, so I'm going to put that one down to the coil itself and not really the tank. But overall, you really can't complain too much about this tank. There's really not enough going on with it to complain about. The tapered top bit here might be a little bit difficult to grasp, although it does have these little ridges in it, which makes it a little bit easier. Is it a pain in the ass taking this thing apart and cleaning it and doing maintenance on it when you're changing your coil and that little chimney section comes out? Yeah, but nothing more than ordinary, I would say. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I'm not a guy to complain very often. Like I might seem like I'm a very kind of nitpicky, finicky sort of person that complains a lot, but there's really not a lot to complain about with this Peacemaker V2. I think it's a damn good device. I will continue using it in the future, especially considering the coils, for me personally, are readily available. I just like it. I just like the thing, you know? Let's have another vape off of it. I think the one thing that could kind of cap off this RTA is a rebuildable deck for it. Now, I don't know if Squid did a rebuildable deck for it, or they plan to, or what, but I really feel like they could do a really cool looking little rebuildable deck for this thing and still have it a fairly decent capacity. You could come out with a kit for it that has the same chimney size as a Baby Beast coil, but shortened, and then make it bulge out a little bit for where the deck sits, and then kind of come back in where the threads are, and you could still hold 5 mils of juice in the bubble glass section. So I think if Squid either has or is planning on coming out with an RBA deck for this thing, I think it would be pretty much the ultimate setup. I feel like you could get 2 or 3 of them and have one in sub-ohm tank, one in mouth to lung, and then one in RTA mode. And I really feel like it's like a good system. You know, I hate using that word. But I feel like a lot of these designers, a lot of these manufacturers are trying to do systems in that they are trying to make you kind of locked into their brand. Which is kind of another thing that I like about this device, is that it doesn't really lock you into their brand. You don't have to buy Squid Industries coils for this. It fits any Baby Beast coil. You can get the Hell Vape coils that fit the Fat Rabbit. You can get any type of coil that you want for this thing, and it'll fit, which is great. So if you have leftover coils or something like that from an older tank, or you know your one from your Aegis Legend broke and you don't feel like replacing it, then boom, this thing is a really good substitute for that. And it uses the same coils. Same thing with the Nautilus coils. You could use Nautilus coils for this thing, and they'll fit. And with the ever-increasing plethora of coils that you have for the Nautilus tank, I feel like there's something out there for absolutely every type of vaping. It covers all spectrum, the full spectrum of vaping. And it's just a really good system. I just feel like it needs an RBA deck. That's the one thing I feel like it's in need of right now, but I just can't get over the fact that I've been using a sub-ohm tank regularly for about a month or so. I mean, it hardly ever happens. And Jay Jerry, to answer your question there, yes, they definitely have RTAs. They have RTAs. They're standalone RTAs. But I just feel like if you could get me to spend an extra $10 or something on the RBA deck, then that's it. I could just have this tank and one and only tank. If you want to buy one tank for all of your vaping styles, I would say this would be it if it came with the RBA deck. But other than that, it's still pretty damn good, and it's worth $28. Like I said, the filling method, a little bit outdated. Not that big of a deal. I mean, I used to make more of a big stink over that kind of thing, but I guess maybe I've chilled out over the past year or so. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the Peacemaker V2 sub-ohm tank / mouth-to-lung tank. Let's get on to, I'm sure, what you guys came here to see, which is the old school build. So, let's just put that off to the side. Real quick, I'm just going to read chat. I like what Ender says here. Ender's Other Game says, X1 for Vapor Paper, X2 for Vapor Towels. I am an X2 Vapor Towels all the way myself. But yeah, I like that vapor paper. That's good. Um, you mentioned 3 Baby Beast coils was one of those. The Squid made one. Yes, this motherfucker. I did vape the Squid made one. That one lasted me, a week before it started tasting burnt. This particular coil, the Aero Mesh coil from Geek Vape, has lasted me multiple weeks. On the same juice, mind you, same exact juice. I've tested this tank using that much liquid, and yeah, I ran through, about this much, the first week. Second week was about that much, and then subsequent weeks, pretty much from the crease down, was the Aero X1, and it held up nicely. So it's just about to turn kind of gunky right now, and this juice is not the kindest to coils, but yeah, it's just about to turn, so I'm prepared. I have a spare coil in my bag ready to go. Let's see. Windy Whisper. If they can build it, they may buy. Yeah, there you go, Puddle Jumper. We've got... Let's see. If you want proof that Nick doesn't get upset often, watch him play video games on Twitch. Thanks, Ender. Don't, but do. Actually, I might jump on Twitch after this to play a little Viscera Cleanup Detail. I've been obsessed with that game recently. So I might jump on and clean up some messes. But yeah, they do an RTA as well. Yeah, I kind of covered that one. Let's see. This motherfucker. Yes, I did cover that as well. This motherfucker. Someone said, does the Baby Beast RBA deck fit? I don't have one of those. I don't have a Baby Beast RBA deck. I probably do somewhere buried in the back room of the shop. And if I ever get a chance, I will start digging around. I'll get back to you on that one. If I can find it, I will be building it live, and then we're going to try it out. I'll make sure it fits, obviously, before I do anything. But I would assume so. I don't really feel like there can be a way that it wouldn't work, but you never know with these tolerances. They work on tenths of millimeters and such, so you got to be cautious with that. I'm cautiously optimistic. There you go. Been wiring and wicking the whole time. There you go, Puddle Jumper. Let's go for it. Let's go ahead and do this build thing. I have a treat for you guys. This guy right here. Anyone recognize this guy? If it wants to focus. No, it doesn't want to focus, but I think you get the picture. Let's see. Focus. All right, I'm going into witness protection Nick mode here. There we go. It's the Troll RDA, the original V1 Troll from Watofo. That's what we're going to be building on today. So this should be interesting, to say the least. I did actually build this one prior to this video for the patrons. Patrons actually got a sneak peek at this one. I did a quick little build on it, but it was a little bit too low. I feel like it was a little bit too low. So we're going to be rebuilding it essentially today with something a bit more appropriate. I put the standard 6-wrap 21s on there, and it just felt a little bit too much for this little guy. So I have some anarchist wire, some 24 gauge anarchist wire, and that's what we're going to be using today. So this is, of course, Nichrome 80, and if you want to use Kanthal, basically just take off one wrap and you'll get about the same resistance. And let's just go ahead and get rid of these old coils in there. And let's go down to the close-up view so we can get a better look at what we're doing here. So, bye, I'll see you in a bit. All right, so here is the Troll RDA. Wow, I almost said RTA. Troll RDA. And I'm trying to give you guys a better view without showing off my gut. Let's get a better look at this thing. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Got to configure. Okay. Taking over focus control here. There we go. Ooh, one back. Oh, wait. Close. We're close. We're close enough. So here is the Troll RDA build deck. Look at those old school posts, old school screws, those cheap China screws there. And yeah, we're going to do probably a parallel build, parallel coil. That's kind of what I was dreaming up in my head before starting this video, so I think that's what I want to go with. A dual parallel coil. Hopefully shooting for the, 0.15-ish area. So let's get our wire out and ready. Let's go ahead and zoop, focus back out here. And we will clear our work area first. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo-doo. Have a sip here. All right. So I have not only the standard tip that it comes with, but it actually didn't come with any tip. I lied. Didn't come with this tip. This one is one that I found in the shop. So it's actually pretty sweet because it's a 510 size here, but yet they sell this like separate chuff cap sort of section. So that's why this piece comes out, which of course my little chuff caps didn't fit inside of here because, they want you to buy their accessories. But I did find a pretty sweet 510 drip tip that's nice acrylic looking. So I'm going to let you guys vote in chat whether you want this tip here, this little kind of sparkly resiny one, or we could use the really old school big hunk of plastic chuff tip, which has the stupid, pointless heat sink fins on it that do absolutely nothing. But that's what that would look like. Real super tall 22 millimeter RDA. All right, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to start building because that's what you guys want to see. Let's go ahead and get some wire ready. I think what I'm going to do is, where's my snips? Okay, we're going to get about 10 inches or so of wire together here, and we're going to fold it in half. So pinch one end and just kind of slowly bend it until you get a feel for the halfway point. Ooh, man, this stuff is hard to hold on to. Once you feel like you know where the halfway point is, then you can kind of pinch it a little bit harder. And some people are going to want to straighten the wire first, and I used to do that a lot, but I think I'm going to be fine. You can almost straighten Nichrome 80 by hand, just kind of by pulling on it. So we have now a little U-bend in our piece of wire here. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but there we go. And we're going to be wrapping around a 3 millimeter bit. The screwdriver that I have right here is 3 millimeter. It's pretty much been my go-to forever. And we're just going to start wrapping. And remember, guys, the wraps don't have to look perfect until they're installed on your device. So don't worry too much if it looks kind of funky. Just get it as close as you can possibly get together without overlapping, and you'll be fine. And as I say that, of course, I overlap them. All right, I know I'm off camera. Kind of have to concentrate a little bit. Oh my god, I should have left a longer lead spacing here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get it to the point where I can grip it using the knurling right there, because this stuff is hard to grip. Okay. That's better. And my hands are freaking sweaty too. That's not helping me. You might have to just right off the first wrap here. There we go. All right, got about 4 wraps on there. Should I take the first one off? Probably. Let's just do another one. All right. There we go. So bend up your wire so you can take off that first wrap. And then you're going to end up with the coils that you're going to install. So the leads look like absolute dog shit. But the coil itself, oh, let me get that focused in. The coils themselves look pretty good. Now, like I said, doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be good enough to where you can install it, and then you can tune it up once it's installed. So I'm actually going to clip this lead right here pretty close to where the positive terminal is going to be. And we're going to wrap another coil. We're going to just put that one off to the side for right now. We're going to get another little section of wire right about there. Ooh, don't clip the whole thing. There we go. All right, done with the wire. And we're going to... Oh, now I'm fiddling with it all over the place. Pinch it in your fingers. Should have brought home my pliers. That's what I should have done. So I'm going to try to kind of hand straighten a little bit. There we go. Oh boy. All right, once again, gripping with the knurling right here. And we're going to end up with basically 4 wraps. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I have to double check my math. 1, 2, 5 wraps. Okay. So I need 1 more wrap. This might be a little bit higher than what I anticipated, but I think it'll be okay. We're going for an old school build, so I'm not expecting this thing to like absolutely chuck. I just need it to kind of feel like I'm vaping on this thing 4 years ago. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that my channel's been around now for 6 years. 6 years, you guys. How crazy is that? It feels like it was just yesterday that I started doing this. But yeah, my YouTube anniversary happened on the 19th of April, and it kind of came and went and kind of missed me a little bit, but yeah, celebrate. Woohoo! And right about there. I mean, I'm going to move around a lot, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So the screws are backed out. I'm going to insert the negative leads first because they're longer. Like so. and we're going to use the opposite positive terminal. When I figured that little trick out, I loved it, and I never did it on the same side of the post again unless I was doing a quad coil. And let's get those leads through, hopefully, without the post freaking spinning off. Oh God, I'm moving all over the place. Oh, looks like it's in there. Nothing but quality from Watofo. You see that post spinning around? That's because they didn't have posts that you could tighten in with the positive screw. There was no screw, typically. It was a press fit pin. We might be able to take up the slack, I guess. Can't get the other piece of wire through. So, basically gonna have to take up the slack. It's not easy building on this thing too. I'm gonna see if I could do it better off of the box. Should have brought the ohm reader home too. So this goes here. Struggle, struggle. What did I get myself into? Oh, there it goes. All right, I'm going to screw it down while I got them both there. Yeah, so this post on the bottom, it does have a flat head, so I'm going to try to tighten it because this post is super loose. Try not to stab myself. Ow! What did I just say? Well, it was bound to happen, I suppose. There we go. It's a bit tighter there. I don't know where that went, so I'm going to probably step on it later. This is what I mean by blood, sweat, and tears go into my builds, you guys. Tighten that down. Well, that's one coil in. Yay! Okay. All right, let's switch back to this bit. Honestly, I like a little bit of space in my parallels. Like, I prefer them to have a little bit of room to breathe a little bit. Ooh. So that's one set done there, as you can see. Let's go ahead and do the other one. I'm gonna rinse this thing before I put the cotton in. Don't worry. Obviously, I made myself bleed my own blood. Oh my God. That's the worst place to have a freaking injury too, like on your thumb. Like, you use your thumbs a lot more than you might think. Especially when building. Okay. Negative leads in first. Check. Now this is going to be tricky because really can't reach behind it or anything, so I'm going to try to get those leads fed in correctly. Of course I say that and it goes right in. Sort of. Not perfect. one wire goes in, the other one's just like, nope. Then your coils get all junked up there. Okay, it looks like both wires went in. So, going to lock it into place. Solid good there. And pull out the slack a little bit. Hopefully. Okay, wires, go to your home. You want to be in that post over there. Go. It's pretty close. That's kind of how I got by for just a while. Was, that looks good. Looks good to me. Let's go with it. Let's run it. Okay, wire trimmed. Let's see if I can get behind there. I can. It came off pretty clean. Okay, straighten up the coils. Get them as close to the middle as you can. Make sure everything's as even as you can. Oop, this one needs to go up. Looks good to me. We got clearance and everything. So I'm just gonna grab my batteries, fresh off the charger. And yep, it's the hammer, the Warlock's hammer from Mark. Mark Clough, rest in peace, buddy. All right. Two seconds, I'm gonna go rinse this thing, and we're gonna fire up these coils. All right. Pretty much stopped bleeding too. Yay! All right, let's go ahead and get these coils strummed. Woohoo! Hot spots. Make sure our screws are tightened. Almost there already. Just kind of squish them together. Honestly, like I said, I kind of like a little bit of space in between. Oh yeah, looks good to me. All right, let's go right here. Okay. Let's get that in focus. Doop-a-doop-doo. There we go. Once again, using these little cotton wicks from Tofo. And little trick for you guys, let me show you. You can actually use, here, first things first, take the batteries out. Both batteries, because this thing can fire on just one battery. Safety first, folks. All right, so little trick for you guys. If you're used to using these little aglet cotton things, you can actually go through both coils with just one piece. If I could find the freaking thing. Okay, so pull it all the way through while twisting a little bit on the trailing end. And get the trailing end here right about where you can trim a little bit off, but not too much. And it's a good amount of tension. Then what you do is you just turn it around, go through the other coil. Right about there, aglet piece comes off. Now you fluff it up. And we're going to use the El Cheapo Crapo scissors today. Pretty much just lift that up, cut right in half. Like so. And there you go. You have two separate pieces of wick from one piece of that aglet cotton. So waste not, want not. If you guys are cheap like me, can get away with one piece instead of you having to use two. And you guys say I waste cotton. Come on, look at that. Now, since this is such a teeny tiny build deck, we're going to have to trim quite a bit of cotton off because it can't fit much on there. And welcome all the newcomers. I know a few of you joined in a little bit late, so cheers to you guys. I'm just living out my fantasies of being able to get a haircut with my wicks right now. Sigh. Want to make you silky smooth. If anyone gets that reference, you get 10 cool points. Getting a little bit OCD with this cotton right now, even though probably don't have to. They do cut pretty well for being the El Cheapo Coil Master scissors though. All right, looks good enough to me. Let's put the scissors away. Tuck in our wicks. I'm just gonna use a flathead for that, because that is pretty easy. So bend and tuck. Just barely gets in there, but you know what? Works for me. You want it to just barely touch the base of the RDA. You don't want the base of the juice well here to be clogged up with wick. You need that airflow going through the RDA as cleanly as possible. So if you can get a little air channel underneath your coils, you're in good shape. See that? Right there. See that air channel underneath the coil? It gets behind the coil and then cools off the back side as well as the front side. So that's pretty good right there. Barrel section can go on. And it's aligned, well, not quite. Right about there, central to the coils. Clean off the top. We'll get this thing juiced up. I actually brought special juice home. This is fresh and squeezed strawberry peach. It is 1.5. I did mix this one down to 1.5 milligrams because I just so happen to have a bottle of 0 laying around. So it is indeed my preferred, or my newly preferred, 1.5 milligram. So drippy drip. Oh, floody flood. Over drip. Where's my buddy Over Drip at? Let's see. Just gonna probably boil some of this stuff off because it'll break into cotton a little bit too. And okay, real quick in chat while I'm starting this thing up, should I use the chuff cap or the troll cap here? So this is 1, this is 2, X1, X2, X1, X2. Let me know. I might use them both, I'll be honest. I just want to know what you guys want me to do. Oh, magnets. Oh, magnets. Ooh. It's actually pretty good. All right. So, build is done. Let's go back up to the main screen. Boop. All right. 2, 2, 2. I honestly already forgot which one was 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. Looks like 2s are winning. Which one was 2? I forgot. I forgot which hand I had them in. I forget. Two is the troll cap. Okay. So I see a lot of people wanting the troll cap, so that's what we're going to use. Looks pretty slick on there. I mean, not terrible looking considering its age, you know? And I think it's mostly to do with the tip there. If it was like a really gnarly looking 510 tip, like a real tall skinny one, I don't think I would like it as much. All right, let's give it a shot here. Wow, that's really good. Considering that's coming through a 510 sized connection there, 510 bore, that's a lot there. Man, just goes to show, I can make anything vape like it's a cloud comp. Good Lord. Wow. I am going to try both, but let's see. The black one was 2? Oh. Oops. Yeah, this thing is actually pretty freaking decent. Damn. Wow. Yeah, it's the green here. I like the green because it's got a little purple on it, and I have green for my screen here because it's called the Incredible Bulk. All right, let's just try the other cap just for shits and gigs. Let's try this one. This one looks pretty ridiculous. Makes it look like a Doge, if anyone remembers a Doge. Let's go for it. Add a few more drips. Damn! Wow, I'm going to have to turn the fan on. Because it's getting awful cloudy in here. But that is rather nice. If my math is correct, you know what? I wonder if I can use the coil tool. Let's see. What is that? From Steam Engine, right? Steam Engine coil. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so now we have entered the few moments of chatting. So if you guys want to talk about anything in particular, be my guest. I'll start something off in chat and let's get this thing going. Questions, anything you want to know about. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Inner diameter is 3 millimeter. Let's just go 3. Boom. Leg length. Whatever. Target resistance. Oop, not 0.15, 0.16. Let's see. Number of wraps. Aha. So it's actually pretty much perfect because it says number of wraps 2 for a 3 millimeter 24 gauge coil, metering in right at 0.16. So there are there's 5 wraps actually. So I think I might have had, let's see, 5 wraps. It's 10 wraps total. I'm trying to do math. I'm terrible at math in general. So I'm looking for a total of 5. Let's see. So it actually might be a little bit higher than I thought. Advanced. Can I do parallel builds in Steam Engine? Wire resistance, I don't know. Wire spacing. Single coil. Dual coil. Number of wraps. 5.5. So let's see. Divide that in half. 2.5. Oh wow, this thing might be hitting lower than I thought too. It might actually end up being a 0.1. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing is about 0.1. So luckily I have it sat on the parallel box. Parallel 21700s, 30 T's to be exact. And yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty legit. Okay, let's see. Stovepipe it. No. The barrel is too thin and it's way too close to those coils. Not gonna happen. I have one in the clear plastic box still. Wow, that's impressive. Keep it for prosperities. Still have my Doge. I have a couple of Doges too. I might actually break one of those out for one of these random Wednesday night builds. Let me know if you want me to do that, of course, in chat. Let me know. Vaping long enough to vape the box it came in. Let's see. I have a Doge on my pulse right now. Dire thing. Wow. That's some serious dedication to that RDA, because that thing is ancient in the vaping history spectrum. I need a laser show. I do need a laser show. I have a light show. I mean, my lights are pretty cool, I think, at least. I got these Philips Hue bulbs, which I can change with Bluetooth. Although I didn't know you needed the hub in order to change it on your PC, which kind of sucks. But I could change it right here on the fly. Boo! Just to the hat. So I thought that was pretty neat. So I can change all the colors around. And it has presets and stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, laser show would be really dope. Half the cellophane's still on it too. What is my blood type? What is it? O positive? I think I'm O positive. Nichrome 80 with a hint of iron. Yeah. Yeah, it's good for you. You know, as long as it's your own blood. Luckily, I have like a maroon shirt on, so I can just dab on my shirt here. But I also have a good amount of vapor towels left. Type Blaz Peach, yeah, pretty much. I've vaped enough of that stuff in order for it to be my blood type, yeah. Oh yeah, use the Druga. Duh, totally forgot I had another regulated here. Derp. Wow. Completely forgot about you, poor little Druga Foxy. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. I mean, heck, it doesn't even look terrible on this thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's 0.1. It is 0.1 ohms. Yeah. That's low. I didn't think it was going to be that low for, 24 gauge 5 wrap, but, parallel, man, that's throwing a whole other coil on there. So, officially 0.1 ohms. I was expecting 0.15. You really can't get any more wraps on it, though. Maybe one more wrap, but that'll bring it up to about 0.12-ish. But I did my math out on the Steam engine site, and I did it for dual coil 24 gauge 3mm inner diameter with a target resistance of 0.1, and it says 2.5 wraps. Double that, obviously, with a parallel. You got a 5 wrap. 5 wrap parallel comes out to 0.1. So, ta-da, math. But this thing handles it no problem. The Warlock's hammer. Yes, I still haven't used that. Would be cool. I have plenty of these old school RDAs. I'm not going to give it away quite yet. My patrons have seen this already, but I do have another RDA. I do have another one of these RDAs. It came in this tin, but I'm not going to show you which one it is until I build it. So it's either going to be, I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after or something. I might do these builds like every other week or so. But yes, we're going to do some more old school builds. Maybe, I don't know, simple twisted wire, clapped in, something basic. We're going to just start getting back into the feeling of building again. And I'm going to have more free time on Friday afternoon, so I might do like Fresh Build Friday again. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just going with the flow and just letting things happen. It's basically a quad coil build. 0.1 is fair. Yes. I have several UD IGOs of various types. Well, yeah, because they were like $15 and they had like 76 of them. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm as shocked as you are, guys. I really expected this to not hit as hard as it does. Then again, you know, I could have figured out the math before I started building. And if that was the case, then I would have been a lot more prepared for what this thing can do. But you can say I am pleasantly surprised. But yeah, we're a little bit over our time here, so I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. If anyone wants a last minute shout out before we go, just type something where I can see it in chat. You know, type #troll in chat if you want to be shouted out, or you know, something like that. And I'll shout you out real quick. We have our weekly subscriber shout outs. We've got Waji Hassan. We've got Mr. Kowalski, King Tizzle, Travi Valentine, Tiberiu Badana. I'm sorry if I'm destroying people's names. I do apologize. We've got Borkgasm, Wolf Ohms, Miguel Lapa, Mark Hinahan, and Alex Goodfellow are our subscribers of the week. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate all the support. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to put this one up on the site as soon as it's finished rendering or what have you, with a link to where you can get the Peacemaker V2 sub-ohm tank, because it's good and I recommend it. Stay tuned. I will be streaming on Twitch shortly after this video goes up, or shortly after I end this video, rather. And we're going to be playing some Viscera cleanup detail. So if you want to watch me clean, basically just clean, yeah. It's hard to explain. We're going to play some of that. I might play a little bit of Turmoil or something else too. I bought a few new games that I want to try out, so we're gonna try some of that. Let's see. Kevin Frey says, first time watching you, really enjoyed the show. Appreciate that, man. Glad you liked it. We're here. I'm here pretty much. I can't say every Wednesday because sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday. But yeah, I'm here like middle of the week usually, hanging out with you guys, reviewing some stuff, building some stuff, chatting, etc. So come hang out. It's a good time. We like to have fun here. And yeah, that about does it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another fantastic episode or video or stream or whatever you want to call it. I will be back next week with another stream, so stay tuned for that. We're probably going to be reviewing the O-Small from Vapresso, as well as just chatting or doing something else. I haven't really decided yet. That's the best part about this new kind of thing, is I just get to do it as I please, when I please, and I don't really have any rules. So thank you guys for hanging out. All of the social media links are down in the description below, as well as a link to my website. You can find my merch on there. I have t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and all sorts of other stuff on there, as well as the Patreon link if you guys want to support the channel. Check that out. We're going to be doing some giveaways soon. And twitch.tv/slightlybuzzed, streaming in maybe half an hour or so. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, vape on.